Welcome to a MainlyDIY.com video.
Hi, welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Christmas bow, and I'm going to start off with a plastic canvas star. If you don't have one of these, you can just cut out a star with a piece of plastic, and I'll have a template on my website, MainlyDIY.com, real soon, that you'll be able to download to cut out your own star. You do want it to be out of something that's flexible. And then I'm just taking some ordinary ribbon that you normally use to tie a package with. And I'm taking the end and I'm going to put it over the middle, and I'm going to put my thumb and my index finger on there just to kind of hold the starting place. I'm wrapping it around the back side of my star, and then I will slide it under my thumb and turn, wrap. So I'm wrapping around each of these star points. I'm just kind of holding down in the middle when I get to the middle. Okay, so I've gone all the way around once, so I'm going to go around probably about 3 times. You can do more or less depending on how full you want your bow. Okay, so I've gone around each one of these points 3 times. I've got a tail here, and I'm just going to trim that off away from the center a bit, probably about 1 inch roughly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to the middle, and I am going to slide the loops off of my star. And then now I've got 3 of them out, so I'm going to put my index finger back under in between the ribbon and the star and hold the ribbon in the center, and then I can work these other 2 out. And then I'm just going to simply take a stapler, put that right in the middle, staple that right down, and then all I have to do is turn it to the right side and pull all the pieces out of the points, just to kind of fluff it up. There we go. Okay. And then in this middle, I will just take a piece of ribbon, curl it over itself, and I would probably, I'm going to use some tape with that. So I'm just using some regular tape, and I'm just going to tape that loop, and then I will either use double stick tape, a glue dot, or even hot glue, or just take a piece of regular tape and wrap it around the center. Put that on the back side and pop that right in the center of my bow. And there I have a bow all completed. So I'm going to start another bow, and it's going to be a couple of colors, and I think I'm going to put white in the center. So I go ahead and hold it in the center just like I did before, and I'm going to wrap this 2 times around each point with this white. So I've gone 2 times around with the white, so I am just going to trim my ribbon off. And then I'm going to take another color ribbon. I'm going to use this red, which I don't have very much of, and I'm going to hold that down and continue on just like it was the white one. And I might even, I think I'm going to go ahead and tape that one to the white one, just to make it stay a little better, and then I will wrap. and that worked well to get it around one time each, because that's all the red ribbon of this type that I had. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that off my star. So I take it off 3, and then I use my other hand to hold it, and then I can pull the rest of the star out. Turn it over, staple it, trim this bit of ribbon off, and I think I'll use that little bit for my center ribbon. Can go ahead and fluff that out, and then I'll put my center in. And I have a 2-color bow here, which is kind of cool. So next I'm going to make another bow, but I'm going to use a narrow ribbon this time. So I am just going to start wrapping it like I'd done before. Okay, so this time I have done 4 layers. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that off, and I think I will add a another color onto that. And I did 4 layers because with this being narrower, it won't fluff up as much. So I think I'll use some white on the background of that. And I am just going to tape those 2 together, kind of right in the middle. This makes life a little bit easier because you don't have to hold as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and wrap that with the white. And I'm going to see if I can get 2 rows of white on, see if I have enough for that. If I don't, it's not such a big deal. If your numbers aren't exactly matched, the number of rounds, if you're doing the same color, it won't be as obvious as it is if you're doing 2 colors, and I've had just enough to get 2 whole rounds of the white around, so that's really good. So I can tape that down if I think it's easier to hold it while I'm getting it off of my form here, my plastic canvas. But I still do want to staple that down right in the middle. I'm going to lost that one a little bit, so we'll fuss to get it tucked back in where it should go. Go ahead and staple that. And remember, whichever color you put on first will go in the middle of your bow. So I'm going to go ahead and take the time to fluff those all out for you. So I've got that all fluffed out, and you know, if you use enough rows, you can kind of maybe get away with not putting a loop in the center. That's entirely up to you. Here we have our 3 bows done. This is done with a single color and 3 rounds. This is done with 2 different colors. A total of 3 rounds, 2 of the white and 1 of the red. And remember, whichever one you start with is the one that's going to be in the middle. And then here we used a green for the middle that was a narrower ribbon. And so I did 4 rounds on that. And you know, if you don't quite get 4, I see this one, well, it actually does have 4 if I separate it, but this one I think only has 3. You're really not going to notice that. And then I did 2 rounds of the wider on the outside. And again, the one you start with is going to be in the middle. If it's a narrower ribbon, you do need more to fluff it up, and it's harder to separate it. So those are my some holiday bows that Simply made. And again, I used a plastic canvas star. You can cut a star out of any flexible material like this. If you make your star smaller, you're going to have a smaller bow. And you can check out my video on how to make a star from a piece of paper with a single cut. Get a star shape that you like, and then trace that out and cut it out of a piece of flexible plastic, and you'll be good to go. So either use something that's pre-made or not. And again, if you make it a little bit smaller, you'll have smaller bows. If you make it bigger, you'll have bigger bows, but you probably need more layers. The smaller one, you won't need so many layers.